I mean, I think it is a wonderful thing that this original horror seems to be having a true moment right now.
Thank you guys for coming here to the Riot Studio. Do you want to kick it off with a fishbowl question?
Okay, sure.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I know. Who's the most active on the group chat? I would say you are. What do you think about?
In our group chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be me. I'm always, how you doing?
Yeah.
Where are
Yeah,
you? Thinking of you every
Texting
night.
me a lot.
Yeah.
In our 2 group chat.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Halt.
Oh, you go. No, you just.
No, I'm sorry.
I get it. All good.
Hall H or the convention floor? I don't know. First time I've been here, I don't know what that means.
Hall H is like the big. You haven't been to either of these places.
No.
All right, give me that. I'll take it.
it.
I'm gonna say the convention floor. There's more to see there, and I like freaks.
Hell yeah. Okay, here we go. Worst note you've gotten on set.
Now, be very careful.
I remember what,
be very careful with how you answer this
what
question.
you said to me.
Not me. Oh.
No, I don't want to. Worst, I don't know. Probably it's maybe a line. It's a line reading, but when someone really doesn't know how to deliver the line reading, you know what I mean, or isn't like. They're not a good actor themselves delivering it, then it's just
he's
like...
not talking about me. I want that every camera to know.
All right. Okay.
We're crushing this.
I mean, I just want, maybe just to start at the very beginning, you guys obviously worked together in Weapons.
Yeah.
When did Resident Evil come along? Was it while you were doing Weapons, afterwards? Like, when did Zach hit you up for this one?
Oh, well, I remember him mentioning it while we were shooting, but just not about me being in it, just mentioning like something he was going to work on next. And then it wasn't until like somewhere in like January of 25 where he called me.
Yeah.
And was like, I'd like you to read this, I want you to read the script. And I thought he maybe just wanted me to read it for like thoughts or something. And then asked me if I want to do it, and I was like, yeah, sure. Who would direct it? And he was like, I would direct it. And I was like, oh, whoa, okay, awesome.
I have such a different recall of this because
Really?
I feel like I texted you the script. And I was like, read this for the role of Brian.
Well, yeah, like take a look at the role of Brian, but I thought
I just want your thoughts. So when I give it to some other actor, I think he'll like it. Come on, dude. No, because I wrote this before we went and did Weapons. So like it was. But I had written it before I ever even met Austin. It was like a long time before. So I didn't have him in mind when I was writing it. But while we were working on Weapons, it was just such a good chapter. You know, that movie's like broken into like 5 different chapters, and his chapter was so fun, and it was just so clear that like we were like very aligned on how we saw the movie and how we like to work together. And so when it became, I was in the edit of Weapons when Resident Evil got real. And it was just like, oh, dude, I know exactly what I'm doing. So it was great. It was good.
What was it about Austin that you were like, I need this guy to read it for me?
Well, because Austin is like, first of all, in Weapons, he plays this thieving junkie who is like the whole movie just out for himself. And yet everyone who sees that movie, I feel like adores this character. So I'm kind of playing with like a rigged deck with this guy because I feel like anything he does, you're going to root for him. And so I have this movie where I'm going to follow somebody from point A to point B running through hell. I can't imagine somebody that the audience could more get behind than this dude. And he's also just kind of perfect because that character, I need somebody that feels like they would look more comfortable at home playing Resident Evil than being in Resident Evil. And I'm sorry, Austin. I'm sorry to say this now, but no, but it's just like I was not looking for like an action, like some built, badass. I'm looking for like kind of an everyman, and he's so good. So it's just like, yeah, it just felt right.
And then for the script that you read, what was it that drew you to it?
I mean, for me, it's this like I love the idea of the snowy kind of mountainside kind of thing, and going into hell, and then like this kind of nonstop gauntlet that the character goes on, and then also just his like comedy that he puts in that makes me like really laugh. Yeah, so it's that, and then just like the fact that he was directing it. Now I get to do something with him again, you know, because I just love his work on a personal level, you know.
What like similarities, differences between your weapons character and Brian in Resident Evil?
I
Good
mean, they
question.
both get themselves into sticky situations,
Yeah.
kind of not, not meaning to.
One is viciously addicted to crystal meth.
Yeah, and yeah. I don't know what else is there. I just feel like maybe it's their capacity to like get themselves in like fucked up situations, unwittingly. Yeah.
Did you tap into the same well that you tapped into in weapons, or was it a slightly different thing?
No, not really. But there were moments when we're like in that house, for example, where it was like, I felt like we kind of did this a little bit before. I'm like looking through drawers, but it's like a totally different reason. So it didn't feel exactly the same, but it did feel like a little bit like deja vu.
Yeah.
You know?
I
You know
remember
what I
that
mean?
day, be like Austin and Zach
Yeah.
back at it
But
again.
I'm going
looking
in
through drawers.
a lot nicer. I'm like,
Yeah.
hello, is anyone
Yeah.
here? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of drawer acting.
I love drawer acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I studied that for quite a long time.
No, but Austin is like you. I hope you don't take offense to this, but you're somewhat method. I mean, like when we did weapons, like he dropped a ton of weight. He really immersed himself in some unhoused drug addict environments for an extended period of time, and was in some sticky situations, and really was inhabiting the character while we were rolling and in between, you know. So it's like he had an energy there, and he stole from everyone on set a lot, you know. So it's like
Made a
anytime
lot
anything
of-
was
a lot
missing,
of
it's like
extra
Austin
money on that
had
one.
certainly had stolen it. And then for Resident Evil, he was just a sweetie pie. Like his character is just like a really sweet guy, and it was like he was really a dream to be around. The whole crew appreciate it, and there was no theft.
No theft
On
that one.
That's great.
Yeah.
What struck me,
There's no theft.
what struck me in the clip that came out yesterday was he seems like a similar kind of like a shithead guy. Like there's a weird.
Whoa.
Or well, I mean, not to.
Whoa,
he's
bro.
kind of gets into sticky situations like this.
Okay.
This,
You know, like a shit.
Well, maybe not the right turn of phrase. But this conversation with the girlfriend, like something's going on there. I'm not sure if you can really explain like the circumstances leading up to the call that we see in the clip at all.
You want to do this? Or you want me to do this?
You do it.
Really?
You take it.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
I know you're hungry for it.
Put me in. Yeah, when we meet him, you know, he thinks he's in a horror movie of his own, right? Where his girlfriend has just told him that she's pregnant, and he thinks his life as he knows it is over, and he has this terrible kind of decision to make. Like, how is he going to respond to this news? You know, he's like a young dude who like doesn't have a career. You know, he has a job, but he doesn't have a career, and he doesn't really know his way in the world yet. He's just started his adult life, and now he's been blindsided, and he's certain that like life as he knows it is over. He's in a horror movie of his own making, and then all of a sudden his life gets interrupted by an actual horror movie, and then that's what puts everything else into perspective for him.
And then, so in the trailer, it looks like you're delivering something to Raccoon General, the hospital. Do we know what's in the little like delivery box?
We don't know because he doesn't know what he's. I mean, he knows he's like delivering an organ, but he doesn't know what kind of organ it is.
So some kind of organ. We can't a brain.
That's what he
heart.
thinks.
Okay. Raccoon General, the hospital that he's
Raccoon City General.
Raccoon City
Yeah.
General that we learn at the end of the trailer.
Right.
Is that? I guess I'm curious as a Resident Evil video game fan. Do we know that that's kind of the is it a no-go zone, a quarantine zone?
No. I mean, and as far as his character is concerned, it's just another everyday run-of-the-mill thing. He's probably delivered to Raccoon City General before in the past. There is no zombie outbreak that anyone is aware of. This is just, business as usual.
It's like a Mount Sinai kind of situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then the zombies. This is the first like appearance that he's
That's right.
ever seen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. the Umbrella Corporation,
Uh-huh.
obviously a big deal, and it seems like the other characters are Umbrella scientists,
Yes.
people. What role does Umbrella have in the movie?
I mean, Umbrella is they're they're kind of the nefarious inventors of this horrible virus that has been leaked out into the world, and it's like a big tech company that has been doing something because they think that they can, whether they should or shouldn't doesn't seem to register, and then the rest of us have to just deal with the repercussions of that. Kind of like everything today. Yes.
Is there any comps, real world comps that you'd throw Umbrella up against?
I'm sure you could make some comments.
The clip yesterday, the gunfight, run around the car, it just struck me like a Barbarian of Weapons, this horror but comedy, just hilarious situation. Is it tonally similar to your other works, you'd say?
Yeah, I mean, and it's tonally similar to those movies because it comes from me, and I kind of I just can't help myself. I always just want to write my favorite movie. That's my goals. Like, what would be the movie I want to watch? And that would be a horror movie first and foremost. And if I happen to have some laughs come in there, I'm not gonna stop them. But yeah, it's just it's funny. I don't think Weapons and Barbarian are that funny personally. I'm not bummed when people laugh, but it's like that's not important to me if they are or not funny. And I feel like that's just the way I feel about Resident Evil 2. So like I recognize that there's some stuff in there that people. What am I saying? Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
good.
if people get a kick out of it, great.
I'm
great,
locked in.
great. But that's not the point.
I mean, it was, I loved the scene of you running around the car waiting for the zombie to come through, the gun, jams. Like, I thought that was just perfect.
Thank you. Good. Thanks.
I want to ask about, this year's been huge for horror with Obsession and Backrooms.
Yeah.
What's been your take as a fellow horror director on kind of what we've seen this year?
I loved Obsession. I haven't seen Backrooms yet. It's just for no reason other than I've just been busy and I haven't seen it. But I thought Obsession was really, really well made, and I thought it deserved everything that it got. I was very impressed.
How do people kind of group together, these directors come from a comedy background and now they go into horror. You're part of this group. How does it, I guess, feel to be part of this new wave, this like new movement of horror creators?
I mean, I think it is a wonderful thing that this original horror seems to be having a true moment right now, and it's like, what a breath of fresh air that like people are excited to go to the movie theaters to see a story that has never been told before with actors that they're not giant movie stars that we've had for many decades. And it's like people want to go see something new. And I think that, the success of Backrooms and Succession, that's great for me because I believe, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I am so stoked to be benefiting from that. And I hope that I can add my own momentum and keep this wave going because it's great for the business.
Perfect.
Is that as good as the first time?
Seamless, yeah.
Brother, that was better.
Yeah. And there wasn't as much of the scream.
Fewer screams.
Yeah, good.
I want to quickly ask the flood. The flood.
Yeah.
Is there anything like what stage is that at? That's another horror.
Okay,
I'm guessing?
so Flood is my next movie. So after Barbarian, I wrote Weapons and Flood and Resident Evil, like in kind of a blitz, right? So I wrote these 3 movies, and I didn't know which one was going to go first. I thought maybe Flood was going to go before Weapons, and the order ended up being Weapons, Resident Evil, Flood. It could have been, you could have shuffled that deck. It could have been anything. But so Flood is kind of my last movie of this chapter of my life. I'm really excited about it. I feel very, very proud of the script, and it is, again, Resident Evil is a very straightforward story. I think its weirdness is actually in how straightforward it is, and Flood is another movie that I think is it's structurally unique. It's a movie that kind of is going to be I can't think of another movie like it in the way that I think Barbarian and Weapons have structures that are very unique to them, and Flood kind of is more in line with that. But I'm really, really proud of it, and I feel like the little pieces that we have in place now, in terms of just some people that are coming onto it, is very exciting. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm if you can't tell, I'm like so excited to go make this movie.
So similar, I guess, in the way that Weapons and Barbarian, the chronological, it plays, I guess, with the sequencing of events.
Yeah,
you would say?
I think there will be moments upon first watch where you might have moments where you think that the movie is broken and it's by design, but it will, when the movie is over, it will all be clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil, you said point A to point B pretty straight. That doesn't play around.
The goal for me, what made Resident Evil such a fun writing challenge for me was like, okay, can I make a movie that is 90 minutes long, period, not 91, 90, perfectly, like on the nose, and can I, on page 6, step on the gas and never stop, and like let it go absolutely all the way until it hits the wall at the end, and that's not an easy thing to do. I think this movie does that. I'll let other people tell me if I'm right about that. But I just thought that would be like I think Fury Road kind of does that sort of thing, like where it's just like one sequence that just goes, and there's just not enough movies like that, I think. So I wanted to make a horror movie that felt like one giant blitz.
And then finally, I got to ask about the Aunt Gladys prequel.
Yeah.
What stage is that at? We're going to get Amy Madigan back in there?
Yeah, it's for Amy. Of course, I wouldn't do it without Amy. And it's so that is, the script is being written now. I broke the story with my buddy Zach, and he's writing the script, but we're talking all the time, and we're working on it very much together. And I really love it. It's super weird. It's structured similar to how Weapons is structured. And so when I was writing Weapons, I had a chapter that was just the Gladys chapter. That was kind of her origin story. And I ended up taking it out of Weapons because I figured, the less you see of the shark, the scarier the shark is, right? And I think that was the right decision for Weapons. But I think there's a really interesting story that exists for Gladys, because the way she goes from being a normal person to what she becomes in that movie is, to me, a really cool story, and I just didn't get to tell it in Weapons. And so the idea of being able to give her own, character study, to me is great. It's a different movie than Weapons, like I cannot mine her for fear. I have to find the fear around her, but it's totally doable, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh man, I'm excited for, I think, everything you just said, for all these things coming up. So I cannot wait.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for coming by and stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, man.
Awesome.
Cool.